Welcome to the Nintendo Show, episode 29. I'm your co-host, Devin Moon, and with me, as always, a man I'm proud to call friend, Trevor Payne. Trev, hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm glad that you could call me your friend. We are related, just so you know. I mean, but I'm honored that you can call me a friend as well. So, that's great. I call you my cuz, because you cool.
Oh, I'm blushing. I'm blushing over here.
Oh, so stupid.
Dude, it is very stupid. But very nice. Very, very nice. This week we are going to do some different stuff, people. Well, eventually we'll get there. But right now we're going to talk about some dual screen switches. We're going to talk about two new first-person shooter ports coming to the Switch. And the new thing, we're going to nominate our favorite Nintendo games to battle it out in Nintendo Fight. These are going to be me and Trev's nominations. Your guys' nominations will be on their way, and we'll be talking about that soon. And much more news as well. And as usual, we'll be answering your questions, comments, and concerns. So remember, listener, if you want to send those in, be sure to visit our website at nintendoshow.com to do that. Trev, are you ready to enter the mysterious world of Mr. Miyamoto's magical news?
Oh, I'm ready. Let's dive in. I'm going down that portal, dude.
There are 4 items this week. Number 1, data miners found references to a new Switch model that would support dual screens. It is still a mystery to what this may reference to. Could be a VR headset, or a clamshell Switch, or something altogether different entirely. We have no idea. But that's the thing. That's what the data miners have found. Trev, have you heard about this thing, this double screen Switch?
This Switch DS?
Yeah, Switch DS, SDS.
Yeah.
Do you think this is a possibility? Is Nintendo weird enough to do this again? Are they so obsessed with the dual screens?
They are, yes, of course. They are and I don't necessarily think it's a bad idea. I loved the DS and the 3DS. I think that design is so cool to have extra information on a second screen. And then the fact that the clamshell shuts, it protects the screens. I don't know. I think that is an awesome design. I think they'd have to figure out engineering wise, what's comfortable to hold and things like that. But dude, it would be cool because guess what they could do? So not only could they put dope Switch games on it, but then they could make it backwards compatible and have an eShop where you could download 3DS, DS games. That would really be the ultimate device. That would be so super neat. I hope it's real. I might be one of the only ones out there. I don't know. How are you feeling? How are you feeling about this, Dev?
Yeah, I don't know. Never was a DS guy, never have been a DS guy, but I know Nintendo is obsessed with the dual screen. They love the dual screen. The Wii U was basically the DS. Yeah. I don't know. I personally think it could be cool. It just depends on what they would do with it. It's just, I think the only ways I can see this actually working would be if it was a backwards compatibility thing where they're like, hey, we're going to grab that DS audience or DS games and put this on the Switch. Because other than that, I'm like, how do you get these two markets, the one screen Switch and the 2DS Switch, and put them together? Because usually the 2DS has a map thing on the bottom or has special things that come with that. Will we see a stylus again? How cheap is this double screen thing? Is it plastic, if anything? Or
no
is
stylus
it for kiddies? No stylus?
No, I don't think, no, because the stylus on those those old devices use the capacitive touch displays. So pressure sensitive, or not capacitive, pressure. And so these new ones, the touch your finger, I just think it doesn't make sense. Just do 2 screens on it. And then what they could do is make every game have to run on the top screen or whatever it is, the main screen. You can pick whichever one. And so all old games will work on it. And then going forward, if they choose to add to the SDS, they could add extra elements because there were a lot of Ocarina of Time and what was it? There's a bunch of other games that just put really convenient, almost like a menu type stuff on that bottom touch screen where you didn't have to press start and go into different menus and stuff like that. It's so having that extra screen just always there and available, even if it is for simple things like that, that would be cool. But then I guess to think about it, if someone puts out a new game developed for that and it takes advantage of the 2 screens and it's a really cool idea, then you're right. Old Switches wouldn't be able to take advantage of that. So that would be kind of weird. They would be splitting the player base a little bit if they decide to go that direction. If for me, they purely do like a, hey, we've added some extra crap and then you can play old games on it. I'm on board.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like the feel of a 2DS or a DS more than the Switch. Well, it's fine.
No, it's great.
Fine. It's fine, dude. It's great. It's okay. It's not horrible. It's not horrible. I just feel like the Switch is more comfortable to me. At least I'm talking about the Mini. I'm talking about that Switch Lite.
Okay, the little guy.
The little guy feels better to me in the hand than the DS, but I have no idea. I mean, I assume if it was a 2-screen thing, it'd probably be smaller because they're probably you think you want it to be cheaper.
Well, yeah, and then imagine like the Switch, the Switch normal, whatever we want to call it, is heavy enough, and then adding another screen and plastic and stuff, like that thing would get tiring. So I would imagine it's probably a smaller size that then opens upward, and or Dev, they put a screen on both sides. So that way you prop it up on the table. It'll have little kickstands on each side, and then you could play 2-player. Each person has their own screen. That is the dual screen.
Trev?
You guys are sitting across from each other.
Yeah. Now, I know you're joking. But that's a total Nintendo thing.
I know,
that
right?
That could be a thing, man.
It'd be so stupid.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. Like if the screen totally flipped all the way over and then one person's on one side and one person's on the other.
Heck yeah, dude. And you got 2-player right there, bro.
Trev, I love it.
I should work at Nintendo. What am I doing?
Okay.
What am I doing?
Okay, we need it then. We need it. I've been changed. I've been converted, I found religion, and it's the SDS. The other thing, Trev, that most likely I feel like this could be is a VR thing. For some reason, my heart says VR because you have to do the 2 screens on a VR headset. You got one eyeball and the other eyeball.
Sure,
I could see those guys going into a real VR headset, not a cardboard-based headset.
I don't think they're ready for it, dude.
I know they're not ready for it. But they were ready for it with the Virtual Boy, and heck, they just jumped right into that pond.
Yeah, they nailed that one, didn't they?
They sure did.
I feel like not.
I don't know. It just seems like the more likely choice. And the weird thing is, it is a separate console, is what this thing is. It is.
It's not like an add-on or anything.
Yeah, it's not an add-on. Full-on. So it's a full-on thing. So it would be like, this is a VR set. It's not like some cardboard set that you're putting on your Switch. So it's either those are the only 2-screen things I could think of.
Well, the other thing, I was listening to a podcast. I wish I could remember so I could give them a shout out. But if it comes to me, I'll let you know. But they were talking about how maybe, and I don't know how I like this idea, but one person was thinking like, oh, maybe it is an add-on. Like it is a little tablet that you will use as dual screen. So when it's docked, you have a tablet. So for Mario Maker and all that stuff, you have like a tablet to work with as well. So they're saying like kind of like second screen stuff, kind of almost like Wii U. But I'm like, I don't like that at all. I don't like that idea. I'm like, don't give me another thing to use at home. I want to be able to do everything, without having to dock it. So
that's a weird one because I think I've heard that one too, but I'm like, if that was the case, again, it's a separate console. So it would have to be like literally a screen that they made for this thing entirely.
Right.
Rather than, which would be weird. It's like, you already have a phone app. Why not just beam it to a phone rather than, so to me, it would be like an OS thing, not a console thing. Like it's a fine idea, but it seems like a weird thing to, do that stupid Xbox thing or whatever, where they had it beam it to your phone.
Oh,
but either way, I hate that idea. That idea.
I'm with you.
It didn't work with the Wii U. I do not want to see that again. It's so desperate. It's so weird to like look up at the main screen and then down at your other screen. It just doesn't work. If it's right in front of you, I'm down for it. If it's not in front of you, it's just weird. Wii U was weird.
It's awkward. Times. Yeah, it's awkward to have that down there when you have to fully look away from the main screen. Like on a DS, it's like they're right there. You see them both. But on the Wii U, you physically, you have to look down and you lose all sight and visual of everything going on the TV. And so it's just like, it's almost like you might as well have just pressed a start button or a menu button on the TV, like on the controller and see it on the TV. So it just doesn't make any sense to do it that way. But yeah, I hope it's some kind of clamshell. I would be on board. I don't know. If I can play, because Devin, I still am playing my old 3DS lately. I've been playing a lot of games on that.
Good job, Trev.
I forget how it's much more pocketable, especially without like joysticks and nubs and everything. Like when you slide it in your pocket, it just slides right in. It's this like thin, smooth device. It pops open. And it's actually really comfortable the way that it's held. And really, it's not very heavy because the screen is the only thing that's like hanging out on the top. So I don't know. I like that style. I think they nailed it with like the Game Boy Advance SP, and I wish they would keep on with that because screen's a little bit more protected too. So
yeah, I do like that. The slickness, the foldingness. It's a good stuff. It's good ideas. All good ideas all around, except for the Wii U and the VR might be a bad thing.
VR is going to be bad. No, don't.
I don't
it's
know.
not.
I don't.
No, it will not be VR.
It might. We'll see. It probably is nothing, actually.
Yeah, it probably is nothing.
Let's be honest. Number 2, Crysis and World War Z are coming. Saber Interactive has announced that we'll be seeing ports of both of those games. Release dates are yet to be announced. So, Trev, do you like either of those games?
Yeah, I like the Crysis games. Yeah, I enjoy them. I feel like oftentimes I would use them almost as like a tech demo, like, can my PC run Crysis? And that kind of stuff, because like that was like the thing everybody did 10 years ago. And it still actually looks beautiful, like if you're running it on a modern PC and things like that. But some modern ports to a Switch, sure. I don't know how great they'll look. I don't think, I feel like when you hear the name Crysis, you're like, oh, it's using Crytek and it's going to be this crazy visual, beautiful thing. I don't think we're going to get that, but it might be fun to go back and revisit those and be like, shoot, this thing's running on this little handheld. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be, it's not going to look great. It's going to look like, what's that other game that's running Crysis right now? It's the space one that everyone loves. That's an RPG that's like Destiny-like. It's on the Switch.
Oh, Warframe? Oh, is that running on CryEngine?
Yeah, that's CryEngine. So I assume it'll look similar to that.
Okay, so it'll be blurry.
With a lot more, blurry, but with grass. So get ready for that. So not my favorite. World War Z. I never played World War Z.
Me neither.
It's a Left 4 Dead. Like, I've always been interested in it, just haven't gone for it yet because I love Left 4 Dead. Love those games. It looks exactly like Left 4 Dead, so that's cool to get like that. In my opinion, it's cool to get shooters on the Switch. Nintendo, not really a first-person shooter company, so it's nice to get these FPSs.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to have some options for those that want to play those games.
Yeah, I'm not a Crysis guy. I guess I played Crysis 2, and I thought, this is okay. It was really hyped at the time when I was playing it, and when I played it, I was like, this is okay. It's not Halo. It's like, it just doesn't feel as good as some of those
it's definitely not Halo, but I felt like it was a very competent shooter. Like I did have fun with it though. So I probably won't be picking this up unless it's like on a crazy steep sell or something, but sure. Bring all games to Switch. Yeah. Hashtag all games.
JPL Lampshade asks, do you guys have port fatigue yet? The Switch has a lot of great games, but I, JP, don't think any other system in the history of gaming has as many ports as the Switch. Trev, are you port fatigued?
No, I'm not. Honestly, like I know we see and we joke about it, but like for reals, bring everything to Switch because then you have options. It gives everybody options because not everybody has played Crysis. Not everybody has played Witcher 3. Not everybody's played all these different games. So like bring them all and then whoever wants to pick them up. You're not forced to buy these games. I think that's the one thing that people need to remember. You're not required by law to go and buy these games. So, let them come. Why not? Like I'm sure they don't take that much work. Because like if they did, I feel like we wouldn't be seeing as much. So obviously it doesn't seem like it's like a crazy endeavor to port something to the Switch. So port it, bring it, and then more people have options to more games. You don't have to play them all. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm with it too. I'm like, guys, you don't have to play these. I mean, there's tons of people that have never enjoyed Crysis ever at all.
Dude, so let them. That's awesome,
dude. Yeah, it was a popular game, Crysis, but it wasn't. A lot of people couldn't play, or it was like well known for the PC. It came on the Xbox 360, but there was other things out, and people skip a lot of games. So I don't know. It's cool to have those games come back. It's a different thing. It's a handheld format. It's totally different to fill these games out in that format. Yes, it's not the best, but it's there and it's fun. It's usually pretty fun. So
yeah, well, like for instance, like these ones might not be the ones I'm looking for, but JPL Lampshade, like you might eventually, like they'll port the game that you've been waiting to play for, So if they keep doing it and it does well for them, like recently over the last year, they ported Ni no Kuni to the Switch, and I was so excited, and it was so fun to go back into that game. And so that's one I definitely was like 100% I'll go back and pick up and play. And it's so cool to have portable. So, why not?
Yeah. And those RPGs, those are the things, man. Those are the ones that you want the portability on. Like, especially those ones that look good on everything you play, like Ni no Kuni. Nino.
Ninu Nana.
Yeah, dude. So yes, I do agree with you though. This is probably the most ported system ever.
Oh, hands down. Like hands down it is, dude. Yeah, dude. Like this thing is getting ports on ports on ports. It's crazy. This thing has more ports than my PC.
It's true. Or that XXL IGN.
Yeah, the IGN with like 80 ports or whatever.
Dude, too bad that didn't come out on April Fool's Day. I was like,
I know. I bet you they had it ready. Had it ready, but then just kind of with the current climate of things, they decided,
maybe not.
Let's just wait.
Number 3, Episode 1 Racer. Speaking of ports, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Yes, the Nintendo 64 Classic is coming to the Switch, as we know, and now we know the release date. Expect to see the game next month, May 12th, for the cool price of $15.
Not bad.
So that's not bad, and it's coming way sooner than I thought it would, because they didn't even announce the date, like whenever they did the Direct, which was like a couple of weeks ago. So apparently this was a lot sooner than I expected, at least. So that's pretty cool. Funky Fight asked Trev, gentlemen, in honor of Episode 1 Racer, what is the best Star Wars game? What is number 1? The king of the Star Wars games.
Ooh, Dev, you go first.
Like KOTOR is always what everyone says. I'm like, I know do something else.
That's like my go-to. I'm like, yeah, dude, it's KOTOR.
I want to say something else. Yeah.
But it is though, isn't it? Devin?
It is. Hey,
like,
listen,
isn't it?
It is. It is. It is what it is. Like, but you all know that. All
right. So what's the second best? Like, obviously, KOTOR is it. Like, play KOTOR. That game has some of the most amazing storytelling, and obviously, it's not pretty anymore. It's pretty freaking ugly. But I don't know. What would be your second? What would be your follow-up?
Dude, it's either this Episode 1 Racer, it's like in my head that I love it so much. I don't know if I play it again if I'll still feel the same way, but that's one of it's on the seconds. I haven't played the newest Star Wars game. I know what it is.
Oh, okay.
I got it.
All right.
Battlefront 2, the old Battlefront game.
Yes.
Battlefront 2, the old Battlefront game.
Yeah, not the new one.
Awesome. Not the new one. The new ones aren't bad. They're not bad at all.
They've actually come a long ways, but that old one was so good.
So good. I loved it so much. It was janky as crap, but boy, howdy, was it fun. The single player campaign, you were going through all the story. It was really fun to capture the territories. Love that crap. And then the multiplayer, the second one was better because you had the Jedis. And that was some janky classic crap. People were just clipping through buildings, jumping through kinds of things.
It's kind of crazy.
You were swinging your lightsaber with the trigger button, which was not intuitive at all. And it sucked, but it was really cool because you really didn't have a lot of experience fighting with your favorite heroes all in one spot like that. Yeah, it was really cool. So Battlefront 2, the classic. That's going to be for me.
I like that. I second. That is a great game. Mine, the first thing that came to my head obviously was KOTOR, but then the second thought I was like, all right, let's dive in. Let's do a little dumpster diving, jump into the old cranium there. And I found TIE Fighter. Do you remember? Did you ever play TIE Fighter? Like the X-Wing and TIE Fighter games on the PC.
I never did, but I heard they are amazing. I've heard
they were so fun. Like, I don't know how well they hold up anymore, but it was like a flight sim. Like, I remember like running missions for the Empire in TIE Fighter and like having to like escort other ships and go on attack runs. And it was so cool. Like, it felt so insanely like I'm Star Wars, real stupid like that, but I loved it. And, that actually makes me want to go back and try it. So I want to see if that still holds up.
And dude, I feel like they must have been one of the older, like 3D Star Wars games that I could recollect. I mean,
totally. Like, it
might be the first. Cause I'm like, I can't even think of anything because before we were hanging in that 2D space. So it was cool to like be in that space, like in space, in a 3D space.
Yeah,
lots of
kind of cool.
Great stuff.
Space on space.
Space on space, ports on ports. So that's exciting. Episode 1 Racer. I'm going to go pick that up for sure. Everyone go do your duty.
Will it have online like online racing and stuff?
I hope
because that would be sick.
Yeah, that would be way cool. Dude, they better have that.
I'm going to be racing for pinks. Some pink slips, dude.
Get them pink slips.
Drag runs. Yeah. Me and Watto over there. Anyways,
let's save some slaves and
let's do it.
Number 4, giant updates coming up. People hitting the switch with some exclusive Super Mario Maker 2 and Animal Crossing New Horizons on the cusp of receiving some updates here, and they are big. The updates for Super Mario Maker 2 includes a world maker.
Yeah.
Which you will essentially allow you to make your own Mario game by creating a hub world to connect your levels to. You got new enemies. You got the Koopalings. You got Fanto. You got Mecha Koopa. You got Super Mario Brothers 2 mushrooms that let you lift and throw enemies. Yeah, dude.
Wait.
And throwing.
My boy Fanto's coming back?
Fanto's back, bro.
Oh, what's up, Fanto? Dude, I'm excited.
Fanto is making a return, coming back.
In all his glory.
In all of his glory, for sure. And then so lifting some enemies with your Mario Bros 2 mushroom. You got Frog Suit, which has some cool stuff, like you can swim really well, you can run on water, do that Jesus action. And then you got Power Balloon, which is like a balloon guy.
Okay.
Mario's a big plump balloon that's floating and farting around the space. Anyways, there's all that fun stuff. Then Animal Crossing has its own updates coming, which is plant shops, painting shops. It has Nature Day coming. It has May Day tours coming. It has International Museum Day. Yep, you heard me. Wedding
really excited
season.
About that one.
Wedding season, everyone.
Because you can only get married during this time.
During this time.
Does this mean I'm going to be able to marry an animal in Animal Crossing?
Well, Trev,
it's gonna get weird.
Yeah, let's not open that kind of worms, huh? Let's keep that one just capped right in. We don't.
Yeah, let's tighten the lid on that boy.
Yeah, don't want to think too hard about the human and the animals doing their thing. Yeah, and then you can. The museum is expanding its hold on museum hood by adding some art, and you got bushes. Beautiful bushes. You can just put bushes.
Hell yeah.
And last but not least, bushes.
Bushes. Yeah, thanks, guys. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I love that that's in an update. Like, and beautiful bushes are coming. It's going to get real good.
There's some real pretty bushes. That's all I know.
Oh boy.
Man. So all exciting news. Trev, have you seen any, this is pretty recent. This is like newest. Have you seen any of this stuff? Have you seen the updates, stuff?
The Mario Maker stuff, definitely. So they showed some like images and some examples of like being able to make a world and have these levels that connect, and it looked really cool. It looked like Super Mario Brothers or Super Mario World, and it looked so neat. Like, I think that will I haven't put in Mario Maker 2 for a long time, and I'm not planning on creating any worlds. No one's got time for that. But I want to play other people's creations. But like, I think like this, because I feel like sometimes people try to fit all their creativity in one level because that's all they can do. But and sometimes that feels almost like a little bit too jam packed with like whatever their idea is. Because sometimes a good Mario level is they take one or two mechanics and you play the level and then you move on and you learn new things. So if people can maybe spread out their ideas within like a 10 world or a 10 level world, that I feel like would better showcase Mario. And so I want to go back and play other people's creations, and hopefully this will make it so I feel like one out of every two levels I play on that game is just insane. It's just insanity. And I'm like, who wants this? This is fun for a moment, but that's it.
Yeah. Dude, but like the update looks amazing. It's super, super large. Like I love the world aspect. I do create some things, but I haven't touched this game for a while. It kind of died off. I don't know, a couple of months after it came out.
Sure.
I do love it, and I understand and I love the creation tools that they present, and I enjoy making levels in some aspect, but it's a lot of work and it takes a lot of time. And dude, you can make up to 40 levels on each world, and that seems like a lot of work. So
dude,
I will be playing.
It's a full game.
I know, dude, I will be playing others though. Like I know there's people crazy enough out there that are going to be doing this stuff. I will play other people's, and it's just so cool to have like these actual Mario games in this Mario game. And I'm down for it. And I love the new power-ups. I think everything's cool.
Well, and one thing, like I love Super Mario Maker, or I love Super Mario 2. And I love that they are giving Mario 2 some love, because I feel like that it always gets kind of pushed off when it comes to Nintendo themselves. They don't really talk about it much. I love that they're adding some of Mario 2's elements to this game. That I think is great.
Yeah, I love the throwing capability is going to be a lot of fun. And like you can like carry a chain chomp with you around. Like there's just like the ideas that they come up with and what other people can do with those ideas. I think all of these are good things to like build upon to make fun levels. And I think I really like all the things that they're adding. This is the last update though. This is the last thing. So we're not going to get any new
themes or whatever.
Or themes. Yeah. So all that's kind of a bummer. But other than that, I mean, it's an interesting thing.
Well, good on them for adding some stuff. That's cool.
Yeah. GXR asks, seeing both of these updates for Animal Crossing and Super Mario Maker 2 coming out around the same time makes me wonder, did Nintendo drop the ball with Super Mario Maker 2? Is this update a little too late? Should they have a sprinkled in the goodness year round, or is that asking too much from the big N? I think he's saying this basically because when you see Animal Crossing, which has these, I mean, look at these holidays. We got freaking Nature Day, May Day. We got International Museum Day, wedding season. Like these are days that you wouldn't even think of, but like they're just piling it on for Animal Crossing, you know? So I feel like Animal Crossing's doing that steady pace, while Super Mario Maker kind of just didn't. Like it came out and like a year later, now we're getting the big update. They did give the Zelda thing, but that wasn't like a huge deal.
It might be a little, too late. Like I think it's better late than never. But I think Nintendo over the last couple of years, I think that they've learned that people like updates, and I think they designed and really made a roadmap, a plan with Animal Crossing. Is like, hey, people like these updates and this is the perfect game for it. So they had this plan going into this game that I don't think that they had for Mario Maker. I think they were probably not thinking about a bunch of updates, for that game down the road like they are Animal Crossing. So hopefully games down the road that they're like, hey, we want to support this game for a long time and add a lot. But I'm glad that they added it. Why not? I think it'll spark some interest in the game again. The game's still good.
Yeah, it's one of the best games on the Switch, I think. And to be honest, better late than never. Sure, they should have like trickled this stuff out. I think if they did that, maybe there would be more interest for Mario Maker throughout the year rather than, now we're interested. We might get a few people back if that's what they wanted. But
Definitely.
I feel like we're in an era where every game, I feel like a lot of people feel like this has to be a game service. Like every game has to be a game service. And it's kind of, I don't know, I feel like we need to like lower the expectation that not every game has to have this like layout of, oh, this month you're going to get this and this month you're going to get that. Some games should just be games, and that's cool if they get updates.
Be the game, and
they don't. Yeah, that's fine. But I don't know. We're in a Destiny world.
I agree,
nowadays, Dev. But yeah, whatever. So there's that. So I know Mario Maker 2, that's going to be coming out in the next couple of days. All this Animal Crossing stuff, you'll see some of the updates soon, and then the other ones, of course, when those dates actually happen. So that's pretty exciting. If you're loving that Animal Crossing, I know a lot of people are getting to the end of their run there, so this is perfect timing for them to get some more of that action. Trev, that is it for the news. We did it. We ran through it.
Congratulations. Congratulations, us.
Shake it off. Shake it off. Trev, it is time for Nintendo Fight.
Nintendo Fight! Wow, wow, wow!
This is part 2 of our newest segment, which is Nintendo Fight. In this series, we'll be pitting some of Nintendo's greatest games against each other to figure out which is the greatest of all time. This week, we will be discussing our nominees, and we will be putting them into our own little tournament bracket to compete. We also will have you guys vote as well for the nominees over this next 7 days or so. Over the next, from this podcast episode to the next one, we'll have a nomination process happening on Facebook every day. So look out for that. Go to our Facebook group. That's the Nintendo Show. And there you can vote, do your stuff. You'll see it all there, all that fine action. But right now it's me and Trevor going in, making this Thunderdome, creating
coming in hot.
A beautiful roster of which we will see who will become victorious in the end of this great battle. Trev, what do you want to bring to the table? Who do you want to bring in? So let's do 15 each.
15 each, all right.
Yeah, and we'll discuss if you feel like this is outrageous, like it should not be in. Just yell it out. Say no, sir, no, sir. You know what I mean?
Say hachi machi. I know.
No. How dare you?
Yes. Let's weave this tapestry, which is known as the Nintendo Fight, and I'm going to bring to the table a very controversial game called Zelda Breath of the Wild. Yeah, real controversial.
Okay, well,
I know. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna say Breath of the Wild, brah, because it's so good.
Now, I love it. I agree with it. How many Zelda games we put in this thing? How many Zelda games we run in here?
So we could nominate 15, right?
Yes. Should we do all 15 Zelda games?
All Zelda. No. Hey, we'll have a Nintendo Fight where it's all Zelda, but yeah, I think Zelda Breath of the Wild stands out and is a different game than the other Zelda games that are probably and might show up on my list.
May I interest you in something that may also be controversial? Now, it's going to be controversial in the way that, is it a Nintendo game? So here's what I'm thinking. I feel like the game should be also known because of like when you think of it, you're like, that's a Nintendo game.
Yeah, like it's known for Nintendo.
Yes, it's not just made by Nintendo. It's known for Nintendo. So,
sure.
Resident Evil 4.
Oh, that was on my list, dude. Good pick. Because this game originally did come out on GameCube, and it was part of like Capcom's big like bringing games to Nintendo again, and so I would say absolutely that game is known. Now it's on every system known to man, but it is totally, I think, a Nintendo game. I wouldn't say any of the other ones, but this one absolutely.
So I'm gonna say yes, please, and I think it's one of the best games ever made. So Resident Evil 4.
Ooh,
welcome in.
It's a good one.
Welcome in, sir.
Love it. Okay, I concur. My next one, Dev, is going to be Pokemon Gold and Silver and Crystal, because they're all the same.
Interesting.
Essentially. So, reason why I picked this one, because first of all, I love all the Pokemon games. This one took that amazing formula and expanded, added a bunch of different stuff to it. And then at the very end, you could even go back to Kanto and catch other like Gen 1 Pokemon. And it was awesome because it was compatible with Game Boy Color. It had color, like, so Crystal actually had animations for the little sprites, where before they would just kind of like sit there. So it was really cool. And I love this game with a passion. So I think this is one of the best Pokemon games ever created.
So we have Pokemon fans, Trev, and they are probably screaming because everyone has their own gym.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna die. Like, I won't be here tomorrow
at the stake. I will have to get a new co-host. It's gonna be sad.
It's sad, Trev, but I'm putting myself out there.
Like red or blue. What about red or blue? What about Sword and Shield? Wouldn't Sword and Shield be considered like I said, game?
No, I think no. I still think like Crystal or Gold and Silver are just perfect games. It really has amazing music. The gameplay's fantastic. The end game, the actual end game of this game is insane. I would say this game is fantastic, and I don't want to say like Ruby and Sapphire and White and Black and Sword and Shield are bad games. They are all fantastic. But if I were to pick like the quintessential Pokemon game for me, is going to be Gold and Silver.
Okay. I like it. I dig it. Sticking with it. Beautiful. Trev, Earthbound.
Ooh, Earthbound. Okay. Tell me.
This is one of my favorite Nintendo RPGs. It is wacky. It is weird. There's all kinds of fun stuff. It's like, it reminds me of like childhood, like being a kid, but also you got all the weird, crazy aliens and weird,
for reals, right?
strange things happening. It's like if Stranger Things was a video game, but it actually is a video game already. But if it was a good video game, it would be Earthbound. Earthbound is really, really awesome. If you haven't checked out Earthbound, please, for the love of man, check it out. It is so good.
Did you ever play like any of the other ones? You know how there's like Mother and Mother, or Mother 2 or Mother 3 or whatever, the ones that came out in Japan. And then they did like English fan translations or whatever. I'd be curious. I would love to see a Nintendo bring those games, I think,
people have been wanting it for a while, so that'd be cool if they did. Sure. Come on, Nintendo. Come on, get it going.
All right. Trev, my next one is going to be Fire Emblem, but Fire Emblem Awakening.
Good choice.
Awakening on the 3DS is so good. And Devin, I love the new one, and you beat it, so you can talk about it more than I can. I played a good chunk of that game, but Awakening, I think, is the game that made me fall in love with this franchise. And then also I don't know if it was just like the in between battles on the new game, having to run around and talk to everybody. I think after a while, at first I loved it. After a while, I felt like it was a little tedious, and I'm like, just get on with it already. And I felt like the interstitial stuff on Awakening was a little bit more simplified, and I just got me into the story a lot more. But that's again, personal preference. I think that game is phenomenal.
Yeah, on my list, both were there. So I think Awakening, I've played Awakening, and I can see it totally, that Awakening it's more a streamlined game. It's more to the point. It gets to that action. I love Awakening. I love like the sprite work, everything about it. I think Awakening is a great game, and it is what got a lot of people into that game. So Fire Emblem Awakening, I love it. Good choice, Trev. Let's see. I'm trying to think of something like interesting. Trev. Well, do I want to put?
Go for it, dude.
Dude, it might get wrecked.
Oh no, go for it.
How do you believe SteamWorld digs?
No.
Those games, do you believe them as Nintendo games?
No. I don't know. Maybe it's because I played a good chunk of them on PlayStation. Maybe that's why
so they're not
I feel that way. Because they aren't. I know for some people they probably are. Like I did play the first SteamWorld Dig on my, what was it, 3DS, I think? Is that what it was on? But the thing is, I think it came out on Vita. I think it's on PlayStation. Now it's everywhere.
On a lot of
but
things, yeah.
I don't know. You can throw it out there if you want.
Connected. I thought they were connected. How about Shovel Knight? Would you consider Shovel Knight?
I was debating this, Dev. I was debating it because yes, it did come out on 3DS and Wii U and stuff like that. But I also played a crap load of it on my Vita, so I don't.
I know. I understand.
It's hard for me to say.
Was it not made for the Wii U? I feel like the Kickstarter was for the Wii U and the I'm pretty sure, but I could be totally wrong. I do not know, but I have a sense that game was created for this thing or something about the Wii
U. It just says after a successful Kickstarter, the game was released, and then it lists a billion different things.
All the people that it went on. Dang it.
Yeah. Okay. I wouldn't say so. I don't think I would feel I would say that's one of my favorite games. You know this, but like I don't think I would say that this is. Oh, you know what? It did come out on 3DS and Wii U first, but Microsoft Windows at the same time.
Yeah, but that's
and then after a couple months, it went to PlayStation, Vita, Xbox One.
That sounds like a Nintendo game to me.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I think that's like a couple month time exclusive, dog. Like I don't.
I don't know. But their heart was there. Their heart was there.
Well, obviously, because they're ripping off like old Nintendo games.
That's what I'm saying. Their
heart was
there.
Throw it on there. Throw it on there.
I don't know, dude. If we're not both in good terms here, I'm fine with. I have 500 games on the here.
I know it's true. Games. I just don't think it can. I don't think it can because that game is going to be. I think when people think about it, we're going to see people's original reactions are going to be a bunch of different platforms. Where Resident Evil was clearly on one system forever.
How about a little Street Fighter 2? A little Street Fighter 2 for you?
Street Fighter 2.
Any version, Turbo, Super Turbo.
I think you have to pick one though, Dev.
Oh,
no, I'm just kidding.
Well, Street Fighter 2, I think, is a very well loved Nintendo game, and I think if we're going to have fighter representation in there, I think this is definitely probably one of the greatest fighters of all time. So we need to put that bad boy.
I like that.
Okay.
Yep. Dude, good pick. I like that one. All right, my next one is going to be, I'm going to throw this one. It's going to be Metroid Zero Mission.
Metroid Zero Mission. Nice. Okay.
Yes. So I loved this game on the Game Boy Advance. It was so good. And it's a retelling of the original game and with like all the good stuff from Fusion and Super Metroid and all that good stuff. I think the music was fantastic. The Zero Suit stuff was pretty cool. I felt like it told a very nice story, and I felt like this was like a original remake, if you will, almost like where they took some liberties to kind of put their like new stuff into it, but still respectful to the old stuff. I think Zero Mission is a marvelous game.
Beautiful stuff. I am like, this. We got some weird stuff. Okay. If we don't put Super Metroid or Metroid Prime in there, we may be murdered on the streets. Blood on the streets. Our blood on the streets, most likely.
We might.
But I don't know. I like it.
Well, isn't like, we're gonna have other people adding to this, right?
Exactly. Yeah, we will have.
So if they want to throw it out there, stuff that we miss, throw them out.
Yeah. That's true. And I expect people to
I still think Zero Mission is one of the best Metroid games, though. Like, even with Prime and Super, those are both amazing games. But I think Zero Mission is a fantastic Metroid game. Okay. I would say so. I enjoyed it more.
I dig it. Okay. I like it because, again, people, you guys will be filling out, hopefully, these gaps. We're counting on you to pick the ones that the big guys, the normals, the normal guys. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna say, have you I'm going to say, dude, this is a weird one, but like Beautiful Joe. Have you ever played Beautiful Joe at all? It was a GameCube game, and I
I've
know you
played
were
a
kind
little
of.
bit of it, and it looked, it looked really cool. Like, I
Yeah.
remember the art on it, and it was a side scroller, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Side scroller action game, I think made by the guys that did Wonderful 101. Yeah. But the game is totally different than that game. Gameplay is way different, but 2D action, way colorful, beautiful art style. I really love this game. It's known, to me, it's known to be a GameCube game, but I think it was on PlayStation 2 and other things. I'm going to do a different one. Probably a good idea to do. I'm going to do Monster Hunter. Which one should I do, Trev? You're a Monster Hunter guy. Which one would you put in? 3 or Ultimate?
Monster Hunter Generations.
Generations? Ultimate?
Generations. So there's a couple things here. So there are a lot of Monster Hunter games, and then there's like they always come out with like Monster Hunter and then like the souped up version of it. So like there's like Monster Hunter 3 and Monster Hunter Tri Ultimate, or I don't know. There's like a bunch of different things. I would say I think Monster Hunter Generations is fantastic because it has. I think that's probably the best one. But then also that can even include the Switch version, which is Gen Ultimate. So, we can kind of do, because I think that game is top notch, man.
Yeah. And I feel like we need to put a Monster Hunter game in here. It's a very well-known series. I think it blew up with Monster Hunter World. So sadly, we don't have that on this list. There it is. Monster Hunter Ultimate Generations or Generations
cool.
Ultimate. Okay,
I'm going to say Splatoon 2.
Ooh, there we go. That a boy.
And I love Splatoon. I think it took like, okay, we're going to make a shooter, but we're going to make it family friendly, kid friendly or whatever. And I thought it was honestly, it's such a cute, cool idea of like, yeah, you got guns, but they shoot paint. And it's not necessarily about just taking out the other players. It's about like splatting the ground. And I thought that was such a cool Nintendo thing to do. And they did a great job with Splatoon 2. I think it did everything the first one did, but better. And I loved their Splatfests. They were so stupid and cool, like ketchup versus mustard, a hot dog versus hamburger, like really dumb stuff, cats versus dogs. But it was so fun to see just people going crazy about it. And then they had that whole like Miiverse type thing. It wasn't called Miiverse in the second one, but it was some kind of like where you could sketch and draw your own stuff and people would like support hamburgers like crazy and create like the coolest art. And it was fun. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, a very original game. And I mean, there is no shooter like it yet, but it is really, really cool. So Splatoon 2, and I think Splatoon 2 is the better of the two games. So I love that choice. I agree. Beautiful stuff. I'm going to go a little not family friendly. How about GTA Chinatown Wars?
Ooh, I forgot about this game.
This is so it's not as graphic or as crazy as a lot of the other GTA games. It's a top-down GTA game, but it is very much
it's very mature.
Yeah, still in that same vein, but it's an enjoyable
in a different way.
Yeah, enjoyable in a different way. It's more of a classic GTA feel. That top-down look and all that stuff. I think very well made and very strange that it's for at least for a while it was on that Nintendo action, just chilling by itself. So
that's a good game, cool. Though. I remember having a lot of fun with that on the DS, right?
I think it was the DS.
It wasn't the 3DS. I think it was the DS. Great game. I like that, dude. I totally forgot about that game. All right, good one. My next one is going to be Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yes.
This
someone had to say
game is amazing, right? Oh, it's beautiful. It's just the best. Like I've had just the friggin' most joy I've had it playing a video game, just like pure just happiness and just laughter. It's just so good. Like we've been taking it slow. We haven't beaten it yet, but like we've been just taking it slow. We'll finish it by the end of the year, I'm sure, but we've been just loving it. It's a beautiful game.
Oh, Trev, dude, I'm excited you got that one in there because it was on my list for sure. Luigi's Mansion 3 is amazing. The best Luigi Mansion game for sure. I'm going to go with Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. This game is really creative. It's original and surprisingly good. Surprisingly good. Everyone thought Rabbids and Mario, what a stupid idea. Well, we were all proven wrong because that game is really well done. It is an XCOM game, but very cutesy, very Mario-y, bright, beautiful colors. It has a story to it, strangely enough. And
that's good.
It is really good to play. Like, it has really good mechanics. So
I know
Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Dude, when it first got announced, I was like, oh sweet, a Mario tactical game. But then they showed the Rabbids and I was like, oh no, dang it, crap, they screwed it up. And somehow they made me like just a little bit those dumb Rabbids, which I've always hated. And so they did a good, like, they even made me like enjoy those characters to a point. And how cool for Nintendo to let a big company that's not Nintendo, Ubisoft, jump in and try something. And I feel like it was successful. I think it proved that sharing that IP with other people can make a big difference.
And I think that was the start. Like, this is one of the starts of that kind of mindset where Nintendo's like, okay, we're going to start sharing. And this is what the fruit that brought from that sharing. It's really an amazing game. So yeah.
Agreed. Okay. My next one is going to be Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga.
Beautiful.
This took the Mario RPG kind of mechanics and just, I think, made it even to a better game. It was on the Game Boy Advance. The sprite, the artwork, everything was just beautiful. The story was hilarious. I remember, like, because you're just reading the text. There's no voiceover. And I remember just moments of just laughing, being like, this is ridiculously funny. Like, the writers did such a good job. And then to make it a Mario game that was a pretty deep RPG. Like, I remember it was fun, like making sure had the right overalls, the right boots, the right, like different things for the characters, and the puzzle element of making each one of them jump individually and they're tied to a certain button press. And those games are fantastic. And that's probably my favorite Mario and Luigi game out of all of them.
Yeah, they're a great choice. I agree. I think that's the best one out of those. So yeah, man. I'm going to go with WarioWare Twisted. I think this is one of the better WarioWare games. It is. If you have not played a WarioWare game, they're really fun. Lots of just mini games. They're crazy. They're strange. You're picking noses. You're doing weird earwax and gross Wario stuff. But it's actually really entertaining, and it's a great like handheld game. And WarioWare Twisted was on the handheld systems. This is my favorite WarioWare game. So
good.
I think WarioWare needed to be in there for sure.
Yes. Yep. We gotta represent that dirty boy,
Yeah, represent that big nasty boy.
Oh, he's something else, isn't he? All right. My next one is, I feel like with some of these, we're getting to the point where I want to throw on the obvious choices.
Yeah, we're getting to the
end. And I'm going to say Mario Kart 8. I think that is the perfect Mario Kart game. It's sold incredibly well. It's beautiful. The online connectivity is fantastic and it's fun to play. And in just full HD is just gorgeous. I love this game. Best Mario Kart game.
I agree. I would say deluxe on that. Put that deluxe.
Yeah, we can do 8 deluxe.
I think the multiplayer just sweetens the deal. I think they adding that helped a lot. I like it. It definitely is the best Mario Kart game. Definitely, without a doubt. Trev, I am with you on this. I'm going to give an obvious one, but it's one that I feel like people aren't going to vote for. That's why I'm going to do it. I want Wind Waker to be in there.
Whoa,
that to me is one of my favorite. So I'm going to win, but I want Wind Waker HD. I think that's the best Wind Waker game.
Totally.
I think they fixed a lot of things. So the Wind Waker HD, I mean, visually, this is the best looking Zelda game, in my opinion. I think it looks better than Breath of the Wild. I love
the art. The colors just pop, huh?
Yes. Yeah. And just the animation feels nice. Like, this is when you saw Link like emote really well. He did it in Ocarina just fine, but this really, you saw the emotion. Zelda was kick butt in this game. She was a freaking pirate. Mm-hmm. Spoilers. This game is so good, you guys. This is the Zelda. This is the one for me, but I just want to make sure it's in there to battle because I know a lot of people
So
will
good.
say Ocarina or whatever. Give me Wind Waker. All right.
I love it. That's a good one. My next one is going to be Super Mario Bros. 3. So the good old NES classic. Just, you guys know. You guys know.
Yeah,
This game's amazing.
They know. Like, dude, Facebook, that's the number one right now spot so far on our first of the battles. We got the Mario games, and right now Mario Brothers 3 is at the top of the list, and which surprised me. I thought there would be a lot more love for World, but it turns out that there's a lot of 3 lovers, and I've turned into a 3 lover myself. I used to be a World guy. Not anymore. I see the goodness, the greatness, which is 3. So yes, I love
Absolutely.
it. Love it. Okay, now I'm trying to look through here. Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker. I love this effing game.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I love that
so
game.
good.
It's small, it's short. I get it. Yeah, maybe it's not worth the price tag, whatever. This game is a puzzle game. There's not a lot of Nintendo puzzle games, and this game is just awesome. It's so good. 3D puzzles.
It's pretty, dude. Like, it's cool.
So
and the way that you're like, it's just these levels are these little dioramas and you're spinning the camera and you're controlling Toad that can't jump. It's like this real basic mechanics, but it's like, you got to find what is he finding? Stars or what is he getting?
I can't remember. It might have been stars.
I can't remember. Whatever he was after, whatever that probably treasure, I would imagine, because he's a treasure tracker.
Wow.
But those,
yep,
but those were so cool. And honestly, I think they did price that game way too high. It should have been like a $10, $15 little thing. I want this game on my phone. Like, I feel like that would be a fun phone game. But I like it. I like it. I'm glad you put it on there, dude. Good pick.
I think it's Nintendo at their finest with creativity. Like, it's so simple, but they really run with it. So, yep. Okay.
Love it. I'm going to say Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is also on this list. This is a love letter to Smash Brothers. This game is so fun to play. The fact that they're still supporting it years later, adding new characters, even though half of them are Fire Emblem, it still is such a good game. And then not only that, but the care that goes into each level, each music track, everything. Like, this is the celebration of video games. Like, this game is the celebration of the medium across the board. I love it. I think it is just phenomenal. I'm not good at it, but I think it's a great game.
Me either, but I love it, and I think it's definitely one of the betters, and in my opinion, the best Smash. But we know there's those melee freaks out there.
Ugh,
so
those guys
no judgment.
Get a job,
but get a life. Trev, I'm gonna need your support and helping hand on this, okay? Because don't
ask too much from me, all right?
Listen, I was a Sega boy. You all know it. I'm ashamed of it. I'm ashamed of it. But I'm not going to listen. I'm not bringing like Sonic at the Olympics. Trev, there are 3 RPGs that are facing me right now. I got Chrono Trigger, I got Secret of Mana, and I got Final Fantasy VI. All 3 of those.
Shoot, dude, those are all great. They are all great. Can we just put all 3 of those on?
I'm down with that. They're all,
because I think those are some, like, they're on my list. They're on my list, and I would support that, especially because I love those old JRPGs, like Chrono Trigger especially. Holy moly, that game is so good, and the storytelling and the combat, and yes, absolutely. So we got Chrono Trigger.
Let's give you. Do you want any of these, or do you want to give me all of them? You want to take Secret of Mana?
Dude. Yeah, I'll take Secret of Mana. I like Secret.
Okay. And then I'll take FF6, I guess. Since they're all going to the same place.
Ooh. Final Fantasy 6. Dude, 6 is such a good Final Fantasy. That's still up there with one of the better Final Fantasy games.
Man,
good
there's a lot
picking.
of good RPGs
Okay.
from there. Okay.
That whole era just had so many good RPGs. Okay, cool. So we're up to 12 each now at this point. I'm going to bring my 13th. My 13th is going to be, I think it would be a travesty if we don't put this game on this list, and it's Super Mario World. I know that Super Mario Bros. 3 is amazing, and I like it better than World, but there are a lot of people that love World, so I think we got to throw it on there. Myself included, I love this game.
I dig it. Yep. I mean, they're really freaking close. Like, they're really close.
Yeah,
they're amazing games.
Totally.
Both of them. Beyond Good and Evil. I'm going to put that on there. I think Beyond Good and Evil is it's a strange game. It reminds me of Banjo-Kazooie and Zelda had a baby. It's very interesting, but very much a Nintendo game. And I think just the way that it feels, it just feels like a Nintendo game, although it was I think it was a Ubisoft, pretty sure. It may have been, maybe it wasn't a Ubisoft game.
Honestly, this is one that I honestly don't have a lot of connection to, so I'm glad that you're bringing it.
It's a good one. It's a GameCube classic. I'm bringing those GameCube classics. There's a lot of good GameCube games. Go buy yourself a GameCube. So there's that.
Sweet. Okay, I'm gonna say Donkey Kong Country is another one that I would be sad to not see on here, because that was one of my favorite platformers growing up as a kid. Playing that, and especially in the co-op kind of scenario where it wasn't like, okay, Mario goes, dies, okay, now it's Luigi's turn. Like having them pair up, Diddy and Donkey, and you could slap hands to swap off. Like I remember my sister be like, oh, I'm to a part that I can't quite do. All right, tap me in and I got this. Like that was so cool. I really enjoyed that. So I love that game. And honestly, it was really pretty too. The animation, whatever they were doing with the sprites there was just crazy.
It's true. It's true. I'm going to let's go with Perfect Dark. I think that's better than GoldenEye.
Okay.
Give me some Perfect Dark.
That was a choice. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, but great game.
Hold on. Now that I'm saying it out loud, I have this, Trev, I have a taste in my mouth, like a sick one, like a sick taste. Like a bitter taste, like I need to throw up.
Dude, we don't need that. Were you licking your Nintendo Switch cartridges again?
I think I might have. Trev, let's change that to GoldenEye 007. Let's flip the script.
007. There it is.
Thank you.
All right. Are you sure? You good with that?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about that. Feels better. Like I feel fulfilled now. I feel like I had a nice meal rather than eating crap off the ground. I feel real good about it now.
Why are you eating crap off the ground? Don't do that.
It's an example. I don't know. All right, Trev, yours.
Dude, I feel like
15. This is the end. This is the end of the road.
We haven't thrown this game. We haven't put Ocarina of Time on there. And I'm like, would that be wrong? But the thing is, Devin, my heart is telling me a different game.
No, this is the thing though. I am hoping that fans choose Ocarina of Time. Listen, it's a great game. But if you guys don't, we're going to be murdered. People are going to freak out.
They're going to riot.
They're going to be like, this is not a good Nintendo podcast. They don't even have Ocarina on there.
They don't even... What? They don't even have Ocarina? There's no Mario 64? What kind of Nintendo podcast is this? Oh, they're putting Resident Evil on this crap? Scrubs. GTA Chinatown Wars? I love it. Okay, all right. Okay. This is what I'm going to do, Dev.
Yeah, dude. Hit me, baby. Hit me with that 15.
Dude, I'm torn. Okay, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to...
You got it. Just pull it out.
All right. I'm going to say Octopath Traveler.
Whoa!
I know, out of nowhere. I know. Okay, I think this game is one of the prettiest games I have ever played, and is so unique the way that it has its characters. Yes, they could have done a better job of everything kind of coming together and supporting a main story, but I love this game, dude. I think it is so beautiful.
Trev, of all time. Now we're talking about all time, man.
Devin, why do you do this?
Listen,
fine.
I know you love it.
I do, but you know what? Fine. You're right. No.
The visuals are great. The visuals are great.
No.
The story is a little lacking. Story's a little lacking.
Devin.
Yeah, go.
Okay, so I'm giving you a little hint in chat.
Okay.
So what game am I saying?
Let's see here. There it is. Zelda. Okay.
But which Zelda, Dev? Which Zelda? What do you think?
Dude, what are you gonna do? Freaking oh my gosh, Trevor.
Minish Cap, son.
Trevor, no.
Yes. Zelda freaking Minish Cap. Capcom developed on the GBA. This game is the freaking shiz. And I'm committing to it. Fine. You know what? I took off Octopath Traveler.
No, you're
but
fine.
You know what? I got to go with my heart. I got to go with my heart on this one. It is Minish Cap all the way. This is one of the best Zelda games. It's real good.
Whew. Dude, I have a lot of homework to do. I need to play some of these games. Minish Cap, I missed the Minish Cap, so I have
Did you never play
Minish
Cap?
Never played Minish Cap.
Oh, Dev, do you still have your Wii U?
No, I don't. But I will find a way. I will find a way.
Hey, life finds a way.
Cap. Yeah, life does find a way. We won't talk about how I find a way. We'll find.
It doesn't matter.
Find a way. It doesn't matter.
I mean,
find a way.
Only every time you download a ROM and pirate a game, Miyamoto dies a little on the inside. But I mean,
that's a good point. But other than that,
you're good to go.
We're totally grand, dude. I'm down to my 15. I'm down to my end.
Yeah, this is the last one. All right.
You know, I got to do it. Mario 64 has to be on this list.
I agree. I'm glad you did this. Dude, we are terrible for not putting Ocarina of Time, though. We are freaking monsters. Because that game is
one of us
a
is,
joy.
They put Minish Cap.
Oh my gosh. All right, WarioWare. Let's compare our lists here. I love it.
All right. So there's that.
I don't know if we can move forward, Devin. We cannot.
What?
We can't. Why? We can't do no Ocarina. I think we gotta put it on there.
Here's the we're gonna jump off the cliff with faith that the fans will do this. If the fans don't do this,
if I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight, Devin. No, listen, I'm gonna be up all night being like, but
the fan. I have dudes. Every lady dudes and dudes. I have all and any other dudes. I have total faith in you. I have total faith in you that you will do the right thing. Okay? You go out there and you vote for the right Zelda game.
Do the right thing and vote for Minish Cap.
if just Ocarina for now, and then it'll be put, and then we'll fight it. Right now, it's just the nominee. So just nominate the right one because we already put those other Zelda games in there. No reason to vote for the others. Okay, so Trev, let's read it off, shall we?
Let's
give the goose a gander.
Let's go gander that goose.
No, so this is Devin's list. Oh boy, Resident Evil 4, Earthbound, Punch-Out, Street Fighter 2, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, GTA China Wars, Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, WarioWare Twisted, Zelda The Wind Waker HD, Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker, Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy VI, Beyond Good and Evil, GoldenEye 007, and Mario 64.
Oh boy.
Woo!
All right.
That's a lot to say.
That's a lot. Okay, I'm going to go through mine. All right. Oh boy. Okay, this is Trevor's list. We got Zelda Breath of the Wild. We have Pokemon, Gold, Silver, and Crystal, Fire Emblem Awakening, Mega Man. I'm losing it, dude. I'm losing my mind after this list. Mega Man X, Metroid Zero Mission, Splatoon 2, Luigi's Mansion 3, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Secret of Mana, Super Mario World, Donkey Kong Country, and Zelda, the freaking Minish Cap.
There it is. Woo, boy.
Coming in hot.
I'll tell you what. My list doesn't look as good as yours, but I was trying to go for the weirdos. So everyone, again, we will be doing the nominations throughout this coming week. So as soon as this episode is out, which hopefully will be tomorrow, which is Wednesday for all of you, we will start the voting. We already did Mario. We will then go into Zelda. Then we'll do all the big franchises. And then we will get into the weird stuff, the third parties, all that kind of stuff that we believe or deem to be Nintendo games or Nintendo known games. And then you guys vote and we will we'll put it all together, put it in a nice little tournament brackets, and we will fight it out and see who actually wins. This will be an epic battle because we got 30 games here and there will probably be another 15 from you guys. So there'll be 45 people, 45 games competing on this thing. This will be an ongoing thing throughout the year. So we'll see how it goes.
It's going to be fun.
but it'll be fun for sure. Everyone, thanks for the Nintendo Fight action. That segment's done. Let's move on to other things. All right, Trev, let's get into fan questions. We are going to do, well, maybe just one question. It was a long episode. We'll do what we can. So, Patrick asks, what is your most played game on Nintendo or otherwise? What is the most played game of all time for Trevor Payne, Trev? What's the one? Thousands of hours, hundreds of hours.
Whoa, thousands?
How far have you gone?
What sad point in your life where you only play games? Now I'm gonna say non-Nintendo on this one, and you guys have already heard me rant and rave about it. But Final Fantasy 14, I've probably put the most time into that, like just games period. But then not including that game would probably be the original Destiny. I've put so much time into that game. I loved it. It was fantastic. And I don't know. It was one of those games that just kept me coming back. And the gameplay was so fun. And I almost use it as just like a virtual chat room to be able to talk to people. Like we'd all get together, shoot some aliens, chat. So for me, it would definitely be that. Would probably be up there. Now, I'm going to think of my Nintendo one. What do you got, Dev?
For me, otherwise, it would be, well, Halo 2, because again, another social game.
Yeah.
It was LAN parties.
Forgot about that one.
Dude, like every week I basically had parties at my house with Halo 2. For at least 2 to 3 years. I did that. I eventually got to Halo 3, but yeah, Halo 2 was the one that we ran into the ground. For me, for sure. So there's probably hundreds, if not thousands of hours in that. I also played a lot of Dead or Alive 4.
Yeah, dude.
I don't
That's
know
a good one. No, why? Because it's amazing.
Okay, yeah, listen, it is really good. But it's like a fighting game, and I'm not a fighting game guy, really. But dude, me and my friends, another one that
There's
is
something
social.
about it, dude.
Yeah, we played, I'm not kidding, like 99 matches in a row. 99 in a row. I don't know what we were doing, but literally when I was looking at it, I was like, wow, that's a lot of matches. So a lot of time in that. As far as Nintendo, I would have to say, dude, I think Breath of the Wild might be the most so far. When I like look at my Switch, I think it is the highest. I think a close second is Fire Emblem Three Houses.
I can see that.
That's it. But I think those are my two highest right now. Splatoon 2, dude. I did a lot of that, actually. That might be. That was a thing for a while. Anyways.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think that's great. I came up with the Nintendo one. I really... So it's on Nintendo, but as a kid, played a ridiculous amount of Mortal Kombat 2 on Super Nintendo. Yeah. And like an unreal amount, like it was gross. And so, yeah, totally. When you're talking about fighting games, I could remember every day after school getting in dozens of matches each day. That game was great.
Dude, yeah. Mortal Kombat as a kid was like, you're like, ooh.
Yeah, like, Mom walked in the room, hurry and turn it off.
I'm doing a bad thing, but it's fun.
You're rebelling.
Rebellious nature. Yeah, dude, good choices all around. Thank you, Patrick, for your question. That's going to be it for Fan Question, because this episode's running long and we got to sleep. It's late. We're going to go into some new releases, Trev. To look forward this coming week, we got Picross S4. So if you're a Picross fan, go out there and make some pictures. And then we got Trials of Mana, which I believe is a remake or I don't know what it is, but
it's a remake and they've added some stuff to it, I believe. Yeah, and
I believe I'm
kind of excited about it. This is one I'll probably pick up Friday.
Yep. So go check out both of those. That will be coming out this fine week. Trev, let's get into final recommendations where we give you something awesome to check out, video games or otherwise. Trev, your recommendation this week.
All right, my recommendation this week is we were talking Star Trek a couple episodes ago, how Star Trek's real good. So I decided, I've watched all the old Star Treks like crazy. I'm ready for something new. So, I got on that CBS app, podcast not sponsored by it, but they have Star Trek Discovery. And I remember watching the first episode or two a couple years ago when it first came out. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. I'm halfway through the first season now. And is this wrong for me to say that I really, really like it? Like, I don't know what everybody's opinion is of it. But my initial reaction is that I really like some of the stories that are being told. It seems a little bit more action-y to kind of follow up the movies a little bit more. And so I would like to see more story pieces come out and a little bit less action maybe. But I feel like there's some moments that are just really clever and good. And I'm excited to go further into it because they did renew it for a season 3. And then I haven't watched Star Trek Picard at all, but I want to check it out maybe after this.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Dev?
Dude.
Have you looked into these?
My wife got CBS All Access just recently for her show Madam Secretary. Hey, she loves it. I don't know why, but she loves it. And I was like, dude, this is the time to go check out some Picard.
Perfect time.
And then I saw Discovery and I was like, I might have to partake of both of these great Star Trek experiences. So I haven't yet, but I'm ready to go. I'm ready to dip my toe in both. We have the 1 month free. We're running for it, baby. We're going to get it all in. Get it all in. So my recommendation, Trev, is Call of Juarez Gunslinger. In my opinion, this is it might be the best shooter on the Switch right now to date. Right now, today, this might be the best shooter on the Switch. You do have your Dooms. You do have your Wolfenstein 2. Are those games better? Yeah, I think they're better games, but I think on the Switch, they're not. I don't think both of those games are better. They're blurry. The controls are a little wonky. Call of Juarez looks really good. It has a Borderlands-esque visual aesthetic a little bit.
Yeah.
It even has like a humor that's kind of Borderlands-esque in a way.
Oh, it's hilarious. I love it.
It's like calling back to, it's like an old cowboy calling back his glory days, or like an old cowboy bounty hunter calling back his glory days. It's a Western shooter. Just the way it plays is excellent. Like the aiming is really well done with the motion controls and the fine tuning there. The way that it's more cover based a lot of the time really works for this game, because Doom, there's no cover, and Wolfenstein, there's some. I think Switch having a little slower pace shooters is nicer with these joysticks that are literally have no movement.
Just little nubbins.
Yeah, little nubbins don't really work. So dude, guys, it's like, it was $13. Last time I checked, because it was on sale. Please check this game out. It is amazing.
And the storytelling is hilarious, dude. Like, I love that. Like, so he's like telling this story, and so you're actually playing out the story, and it's all like crazy. And then they're like, wait a minute, that's not how that played out. And then it's like it rewinds and you do it the way it actually. It's such cool storytelling, and I know other games have done it since, and probably even before. I don't know, but this game I felt like did such a cool job with the storytelling for a Western shooter game.
Yeah, they have a lot of fun with it, and really it is like a joy to play on the Switch. So best shooter to play on the Switch for sure, at least for me. I don't know if Bulletstorm? The only other one I haven't played is Bulletstorm. I don't know if that's a better first person
not
shooter.
Super familiar with
I don't know much about it, but anyways, go check that out. It's awesome. Okay, that's it for the Nintendo Show. Please go to our website at nintendoshow.com. Join our Facebook group and vote there. Also, join us on Twitter at Nintendo Show Pod. And remember to like, share, and rate us on a podcast service of your choice. We're on a whole crap load of them. And leave us a review on iTunes. That helps out a lot. And that's it. Everyone, hope you're all healthy. Hope everything's good with your lives and your families and all that stuff. We're gonna end this thing. We will see you next week. Enjoy the voting. Bye.
Do a barrel roll.